Okay, wait. So this is the number one first thing I want to talk about. Last night, thinking I'm gonna have a chill night, gonna be able to watch some Netflix. I see it on the gram. No. Wack 100 and Charleston White just dropped. We got to tap in. I even paid because I saw, okay, I look at the Danza Project YouTube channel and I see that there's a 1 hour version that I can watch for free. And there's a 2 hour version that I have to be a member for. Shout out to all the members paying $5 a month to watch No Jumper content. I figure I want to see the premium version. I don't want to watch the bum ass free version. So Danza Project, 2 clicks, boom, I'm a member. I'm watching the 2 hour version. When it gets to about the 1 hour mark, Charleston White leaves. So,
bro,
do I feel kind of scammed? Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah,
right?
a little bit. How did that come together?
Here's the thing. I think on the West Coast, you know what? I'm not going to even say West Coast because I've been to other people's podcasts. Some people just don't have their priorities right.
And
right?
who is that? Charleston?
No.
Oh.
Charleston was on point. The interview was supposed to be at 3 o'clock. I get there about 2:45. Charleston pull up at 3.
Got it.
So we go into the little podcast area. We sitting there at 10:50. I'm like, what's up? I'm waiting on my co-host. I'm like, co-host? Shit. I didn't know you had a co-host. He be here in 5-10 minutes. 5-10 minutes come, the AC stopped working.
Oh, wow.
So I said, let me go outside. After about an hour, we in the front yard. Shit, me and Charleston started chopping it up.
Okay.
We talking about merch and what happened with AB and this, that, and other little shit.
And so, how much tension was there going into this?
No, that's what I'm saying. They killed the whole
Got it. Yeah.
So by the time we go sit down and we had to tell bro, hey, bro, let's just start. He still wasn't there. I said, look, bro, I don't even know who the hell your co-host is. Mm-hmm. But Charleston telling them I got to leave at 5 because I got to be somewhere at 5:30. So we lost a whole hour waiting on a non-factor that factored out the factors.
The co-host.
Whoever it is, I still don't know the dude name.
From my watching this, I feel like he asked one question.
This is what I'm saying. So I'm telling Danza, I said, look, bro, I know you trying to be cool and all that. This don't work like that. You got something in front of you that has never happened, right? Why are we waiting on somebody who's not taking it that serious?
And it's just his being there doesn't matter at all.
It doesn't matter.
It didn't add anything to it. Yeah.
All you got to do is for every one thing you put on the table, me and Charles are going to battle it out at least 10, 15 minutes.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to DockTV, man. And if you're a new person that's coming in, checking me out, I appreciate it. Appreciate the love. Y'all been booming, man. Shout out to my team. You know who you are. And, you know, appreciate all the love. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will reply. Hey, yeah, we talking about this. First of all, happy Memorial Day to all those we have lost, man. I have a list, man, but you know, I just want to say happy Memorial Day to those we have lost, who gave the ultimate sacrifice to serve their country. That being said, this is just Wack 100. We back on it. We back on it. The news. All right, so I seen this part of this interview or sit down. He said, I really didn't see the rollout for it. It was Charleston White and it was Wack 100 sits down, kind of like they were guests of somebody named Danza. I seen the you know what? No disrespect to that YouTube channel or that network, whatever it is. Danza, I actually seen an interview with them before. It seemed like kind of no nonsense, straightforward New York cats. Or East Coast cats, wherever they from, respectfully. They sat down with Charleston White, Wack 100. I didn't see the advertisement, but then again, I'm not tapped into everything, so I didn't see the advertisement. But I did see the thumbnail pop up on my feed. So I forgot where I was waiting. I had some time to wait, so I tapped into a little bit of it. Now they had energy. Now I'll say this about Wack. Wack, in the middle of him talking on that interview, he did wipe his head, or he had like one of these, and he did one of these, something like that, and it said it was real hot. So you might have some validity to this. You know what I'm saying? You might have some validity.
somebody who's not taking it that serious.
And it's just his being there doesn't matter at all.
It doesn't matter.
It didn't add anything to it. Yeah.
All you got to do is for every one thing you put on the table, me and Charles are going to battle it out at least 10, 15 minutes.
Right.
So by the time we sat down, the AC ain't working. I thug it out for him. I said, you know what? When I'm telling you, bro, the phone started overheating.
The phone that he was filming on? Or your
cell
phone?
Phones. You know how it come over and get hot?
Yeah.
All our phone, and I'm like, so we thug. If you look at it, you'll see us drenching.
Really?
We thugging it. We just thugging it out. So between that and that, it was like by the time we got in there and got to it.
Okay. That explanation really makes sense of it because
You know me.
Yeah, and well, I'm gonna be real with you.
And I started gaslighting shit just to get it going.
Right. From my perspective, if I'm doing a
Right, so from my aspect of it, Wack 100 is being 100 with this one. Seems like so far because he couldn't. He mentioned it being hot. The phone I'm in the car right now. I leave my car, my phone hanging right here. It'll get hot in the window. It makes sense, but I don't know where they was at, where it was so hot. But the AC go out anywhere, and it's any kind of hot outside. It's kind of tough. So it's starting to make a little bit of sense. Wack, it's starting to make a little bit of sense. Let's see where you gonna fail us somehow. You have to. Let's see.
If you look at it, you'll see us drenching.
Really?
We thugging it. We just thugging it out. So between that and that, it was like by the time we got in there and got to it.
Okay. That explanation really makes sense of it because
You know me.
Yeah, and well, I'm gonna be real with
And
you.
I started gaslighting shit just to get it going.
Right. From my perspective, if I'm doing a podcast with Charleston White, I'm thinking of it as a battle. Like I'm going into this knowing that he is the king of talking loudly, talking over people, repeating the same thing over and over, saying the most inflammatory shit possible.
Yeah.
It really wasn't that.
It was a whole lot of things that I wanted to question him about that I heard him say that was some BS. Like I knew it was some shit he wanted to question me about. But by the time we got in there, we had already, whatever it was, it slipped off.
That's why, like, okay, even when Orlando Brown does the podcast with 4Extra, I tell the team, hey, the second Orlando walks in here, vlog camera on him because I don't want to miss out on any of the potentially really, really exciting content.
R&B had on all white. It was so hot in there, you'd have thought she was naked.
For real? She was sweating her ass off?
Yeah, she went outside and got in the car. Like, baby, let's go get in the car, turn on the air.
Miami's good for that.
But no, it's just, there wasn't no the AC went out. Right, so between waiting an hour and the AC going out, I still was a good sport and stayed in there. Charleston had another appointment.
Right.
So he gave us what he could give us and he left. And by right, I could have got jumped up like, bro, it's too hot, I'm out. But I stayed a whole nother hour and just gave him a one-on-one.
Now, how did this even come about that you were going to do this? Because you weren't in Miami, you're in Columbia.
I was in Columbia, so he had did the I'll be forgetting her name. Rock, the Krishan Rock.
Krishan Rock, right.
So I watched it. So I went to DM him and I said, boy, you was being awfully nice. What kind of podcast you running where you ain't asking the questions that people want to, know about? So he started, we text back and it was cool. He was in the DMs. I never talked to him. Next thing I know, I wake up the next morning and he went on some clout shit. He goes live. Yeah, I got a DM from a certain individual about why I didn't ask these questions. So I hit him up. I said, oh, man, you clout chasing. I said, we was just having a conversation. I didn't say nothing disrespectful. And he like, yo, man, would you be down to interview with Charleston White? I said, well, me and Charleston was supposed to interview a month ago. Me, Academic 6'9", in Charleston.
Yeah, so like I said, I don't disrespect. I see they were in Miami. It was Danza channel. They trying to set up a kind of like a 1v1. Charleston White versus Wack 100. Supposed to do numbers, supposed to be explosive. I don't know how quite explosive it was compared to how it was supposed to be, but so far what he's saying, it makes sense. But they did do numbers. Last time I checked this interview or this whatever you want to call it, pod, they was at 600K. And that was like the second day, third day. So if that was the watered down version, I wonder what the one with the seasoning on will be. So let's go.
Yo, man, would you be down to interview with Charleston White? I said, well, me and Charleston was supposed to interview a month ago. Me, Academic 6ix9ine in Charleston.
You were going to do that in Miami.
We was gonna do that at 6ix9ine house. 6ix9ine went dark 2 days before we was gonna go there. Act telling me, Wack, just fly in. No, sirree, buddy.
You didn't think it was worth it unless 6ix9ine was there?
No,
I feel like it's still pretty epic.
No,
Charleston.
Listen, I don't play them type of games with no artists.
Honestly, that podcast, the Danza Project episode, that needed Ack in the room. It needed somebody who was going to actually ask the shit that the people wanted to hear.
If you go dark on me before I'm supposed to come, I'm not coming.
But just 6ix9ine. Charleston's already a big enough fish.
It was supposed to have been at 6ix9ine's crib in the back.
Well, that would have been pretty epic.
So
6ix9ine and Charleston.
I'm not finna fly in and play the call you game.
Yeah.
I ain't doing that. Fuck off.
I hate when you're supposed to go out of town and people are acting wishy-washy.
Now, if it's a building and I just know, hey, yo, this is the building, pull up, cool. So that didn't happen. So when he called me, I said, you know what? I thought about it. I just changed my flights from there back here, and we just went down. I set up a few meetings I needed to have anyway. The Rap Snacks meeting was out there.
But I hear that Danza is paying people for podcasts. He didn't pay you for this one. Do you think Charleston got paid? Because Charleston always talks about how he's not doing a podcast unless he gets 10 grand.
I don't know
or more.
I don't know what he got paid. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I didn't ask him.
Whatever he got paid, they didn't really get their money's worth because he didn't really do a whole lot. Like at one point,
but you can't blame him for that.
This is true. But
that
he
man
at one
was there
point,
at 3 o'clock.
Okay, let me just say this: you're pressing him about him taking the stand, him snitching when he was a kid, whatever, this murder that he was involved in, and he's explaining himself, but he's explaining himself. He's not saying. The normal Charleston White that I'm used to explains himself and then also says, but you's a bitch ass because of this. And then he starts getting on your ass and all of a sudden he's screaming on you about some shit. He didn't have any of that energy for you. You're calling him out about some shit when he was 15 and Charleston White isn't responding by going at you. He's just kind of explaining his shit or whatever. And then he seemingly had so much respect for you that he's just like, I'm going to ask you this. How'd you even get into this business? Oh, my God. Then you go on a 20-minute tirade explaining everything. It's a story I already heard. No offense.
I'm going to say this.
Skip through it.
I believe we show respect for one another in that interview.
Right, but you got to give the people what they want. Like, okay, if Hulk Hogan and The Undertaker get into the ring together and show each other respect, guess what? There's no show.
Okay, watch this.
There's nothing to watch.
If Hulk Hogan and The Undertaker show up at 3 o'clock and they say sit in the corner, and you sitting in the corner by 3:20, y'all there in the middle of the ring, they're like, yo, so how much can you bench press? Yo, what kind of diet you on till 4:15? By the time they say, okay, let's fight, you really ain't got that type of fight in you.
No, that's real. That's real. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but guess what? It just left it up for a part 2 to do it again somewhere.
Was Charleston White smoking weed?
So now we're getting a little to the good stuff. All right. So Wack, he making a little bit of sense. He's saying if you have two people that's supposed to be heated and you get them sitting down in the room and just chilling, getting able to know each other and talk to each other about stuff, the content is gonna be watered down.
Let's fight.
Yeah.
You really ain't got that type of fight in you.
No, that's real. That's real. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but guess what? It just left it up for a part 2 to do it again somewhere.
Was Charleston White smoking weed?
Previously.
It kind of seemed like he was like a little high.
He had a blunt. I think he had a blunt or two previously.
He's a little too comfortable.
He had a blunt, but like I said, by the time we out there waiting an hour, we start chopping it up.
Right.
You know, it should have been we pull up. What's up? I was already there when he got there. So he came in, sit down, he mic'd up. We like, let's go. Oh, we waiting on a thing. So we waited for we'll do that. And then his AC went out. I'm like, so all right, we went outside. After about an hour, we had to tell him, bro, we need to start the shit. I don't know what you think this is, bro, but you killing the whole everything.
Right.
So by the time we got in there, I think we was both trying to chase certain things we just wanted to ask each other.
He didn't really seem like he had anything he wanted to ask you besides like the most basic questions like how'd you get started in the music business? Like, I mean, how many times have you talked about that?
You know
like,
the thing that kills me the most is when people say this and people stop saying shit, and then when I ask you to present it to me, you don't got nothing to say. If you're saying something, at least be able to answer your own question. We don't know how you get so much information. Okay, well, what information do I have that rattled you to a point to where Wack gotta be working for somebody to have it? the Nipsey Hussle video.
Oh my God. Danza telling you that he didn't believe that you had the Nipsey video?
I say, bro,
come on.
I tell everybody where it came from. I don't have it. The guy that's in the damn video has it. Give me, people say, you the police. Okay, can you give me something to make you, like it's to a point to where they just want to say something.
Look,
say something that got some substance or that'll stick.
You can't.
All right, but I'll tell you, Wack. I know you're not the police. You're not a police officer, law enforcement, whatever type issue it is. But the stuff you do, and I'll give you one example. You throw a lot of information. I'll give an example. The Nipsey tape that you claim to seen or have had or known the person that has it. You talk about all the time, but you don't want to produce it. You don't feel like producing it. But you have it if you need to do it. That's a kind of a leverage or blackmail type play. Those are things you do when you get and sit down and you committed a crime and they trying to levy with you. Well, you got some information. Well, I'll give you this much time instead of this much time. That type of negotiation thing. You do it all the time. But that's just my opinion. I don't know if it's gonna stick, but in court of law, stuff don't have to stick. This is what you can prove. You know what I'm saying? And and the proof seems like everybody thinks you are the police. And let me just mention this. It's nothing wrong with being the police. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it at all. As long as you're supposed to be the police, and as long as you're taking care of your job, doing the right way you're supposed to be doing it, not taking advantage of your position, abusing it, you know what I'm saying, or covering up for your buddies that's abusing it.
They just want to say something. Look, say something that got some substance or that'll stick.
You can't sit down with a Wack or a Charleston White and think that you're going to be on like very minimal information and expect that you're going to be able to make a dent. Because when he says, like I would never say to you, oh, I don't believe you have that Nipsey Hussle video, because I pay enough attention that I've heard Vlad sit there, and I've never asked to see what Vlad has. Vlad, it made it clear that he would show me whatever if I wanted to see it. I don't even want to see it. I already trust him.
Vlad didn't told people don't bet him.
And it's like, I don't, like you're just not going to be able to win. And people do this to me too. People get into a podcast with me and then they say like, oh, why'd you fire AD? I'm like, well, I didn't fire AD. So already, right from the get-go, you fucked up, because this is not how this happens.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just like, people come in with no knowledge. Realize I have all the knowledge. I know everything about myself and my business. You're not going to do battle with me coming in with like some shit that you've barely even paid attention to. Yeah, so that's not going to work. That's not going to work.
You come in with something to where all your facts are wrong out the gate.
Yeah,
it's over with.
Yeah.
We done. He about to get into some other stuff with that Folk 5 dude from New York. I won't say, I keep saying people from New York, but I think he is from New York. But whatever it is, this whole thing right here, not really too much news, but just reinforcing. It just gives me the kind of vibe that they are like, we are working with the peoples. Just prove it. That's all we ask y'all do. Don't come with this weak case. Don't ask us to come sit down and y'all ain't got nothing. Y'all don't have no interview skills. I understand that, but I mean, it's like they asking to go, like, somebody come out us. You know what I'm saying? We want to come out. You know what I'm saying? That's all we want y'all to do. Just acknowledge what y'all been doing. You know what I'm saying? But until then, I guess it's just content. I'm gonna twist this into something good. Is just stay away from people that are negative or plan to do negative things or just have negative stuff around them. You know what I'm saying? What interest do I have to do with it? Like I cover a lot of stuff on Wack and Adam and No Jumper and different things, but I really have no interest in many people in my real life at all. You know what I'm saying? Only a couple of YouTubers I would love to meet in person, but they are not one of them. So anyway, I'm about to get to this work. I happy Memorial Day to y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, salute to all those that gave the ultimate sacrifice for this country that I stand on. Yeah. Till next time, be safe, take care of each other. Long live D-Mac, long live Pooh Beer, Inglewood Dog.